What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We're back at it again with another episode of the Why I'm Geek show with your homies AJ and Chrissy Light. This is episode 133. How you feeling today, Brody?
Bro, I'm feeling super solar eclipsey. Like, we just got out from it. I had glasses on. I was ready, looked up, and someone took a bite out of the sun.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, by the time youngins hear this, it'll already happen. We have to
Yo,
wait.
they don't even know. They wouldn't even know. They'd be like, yo,
Yeah.
nothing happened over here. Everything's all good.
That's what I'm saying. It'll be like, what, another 300 years? It's like, no, I'm playing.
Yeah.
But
300?
nah, that's like 30. Something like that. But, yeah, that happened. I didn't get to enjoy it. I was cutting grass the whole time. But
Crazy.
it happened. Yeah, but another thing that happened was Invincible. We're hitting you out with a triple header, bro. 3 episodes in a row, basically. If not, indefinitely. And today won't be a rant for me. It won't be, because it was good.
It was good. Great.
It was good. Great. It was. So where do you want to start, bro? Where do you want to start? Because I talked a lot last time, but, you know. Okay, I feel
I'll give you a question. Invincible season 2.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and give me the review. What you rating this off the bat? Let's switch it up.
Off the bat? Oh man.
We already talked about quite a lot, and we had a whole break and all that yada yada. So go ahead and give the review, G. What you thinking about it?
I'm gonna give it a solid 9, bro. I'm gonna give it a 9. Just a 1 point for delivery and, you know, everything I said last week. I honestly think that this show was really good. I think the characters are really good. I think the world is a lot different than what we're used to when it comes to these animated series. And it always just feels like there's just more to explore. You know, we're getting to see more in depth in these characters and how they really feel about things. And they're posing some good questions, you know, very, very what's the word? I don't know why Interstellar came to my mind, but that's not it.
Oh,
it's very I don't know. I can't think of the word. Can you think of it? One try. 3, 2, 1, go.
Intergalactic. No, I don't know what.
No, it's not even
when
close.
You said Interstellar, I was like, what word is he thinking of?
Well, basically, like, these characters are gaining more perspective compared to where they started at in the first episode of season 1. So that's kind of introspective. I think that's it.
There we go.
It was close. It was close.
That fits.
But yeah, I'd say that's like a quick review without getting into too much detail. What about you? What do you think?
This is tough for me because I like it a lot. I probably got to rewatch it. It would probably land barely at the 9 range.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling more of an 8. Like, I feel good about it at an 8. I'm feeling the missing of Omni-Man kind of lessens the season. Like, every time Omni-Man arrives, bro, this show goes to like a 10. Like, I don't know why, but this man he just glows in the show. And just seeing this whole Mark saga of him trying not to be his dad, it's cool. It's definitely cool. And I just feel like we definitely are setting up for, in my opinion, what's gonna be the craziest season of Invincible. Like you thought Avatar was setting up for a really good season. Like, yo, I think this next Invincible season is gonna automatically be a 10. Like, just automatically on what we saw so far. So I'm gonna just give it a 9 also, but maybe reality it's an 8 when I rewatch it. But overall, the show is great, really good. And man, if you're tired of superheroes, like, Invincible is just the perfect steam. Invincible and The Boys, they're like the perfect combo of superhero to get you out of that. Yeah, cleanse the palate. Perfect. So, feeling good about this.
Yeah, I also think, like, just story-wise, and how much the name of the show plays into what's actually happening. because like specifically in the last episode, we saw Mark break, bruh. Like we saw him physically and mentally break, and it was one of those things where it's just like, yo, his name means a lot just because of just how they play, like using a play on words to, you know, cold open each episode, to just his like body in general can freaking regenerate at crazy speeds, can regrow teeth. Like there's so many things about it that's just, he's literally invincible, but that doesn't mean that like none of these things hurt him. You know what I'm saying?
Point.
Like he might be invulnerable to a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that they don't hurt. So there's still elements in there that really make him human, and we get to see that, you know. And then even when I think about just how this is the world of superheroes and villains and monsters, but the heroes are really not strong enough to be heroes.
Yeah,
they're just doing the job. Like it's very different than, you know, a Marvel or a DC, where even in DC, like you'll have street tier and lower tier heroes, but you know, if they don't have the physical makeups of what it means to a hero, they have the intellect or the gadgets or the money or whatever they need.
It's something that
really
brings them equal playing field.
Exactly. Versus like in the Invincible universe, like literally anybody could die, you know, and it's just like that's where the level stays at constantly. So it keeps you on your toes, man. It keeps you on your toes. Now this is the only thing I will say. If the trend keeps going, we're gonna eventually. I'm predicting season 3 to be 4 parts, 2 episodes, for 2 hours. They're gonna give us movies. They're gonna start giving us movies, because these episodes are really long, and I didn't really realize it until the last episode, just because way more things happen than normal. So like, how are you feeling about prediction. Just the kind of future of it, and then we can get back into the show. Since
I'm a little worried because I'm a little worried. Your prediction maybe that could be a possibility, just because maybe a longer formatted Invincible episode would really hammer home a lot, and not give that feeling of, all right, that was it, and then you get that little crumb. You're like, okay, I'll wait till next week. So maybe, and especially with what's coming up, I feel like they're gonna have to jump around quite a lot, and it may be best to just focus in on a single thing that they're trying to do in a longer time span. So that would be interesting. I'll probably bet my money they do the 4 and 4, like we talked about in the past. But I would be open to see what a double part Invincible episode would be like. I think it'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
But let's get into this episode.
Let's just get into it, bro.
All right. Start it off.
What is the dude name, bro? I want to call him
Big Brainiac,
but it's not Brainiac. His name is like Walter or something like that. You know.
I didn't bring up the cast today.
I didn't either. It's just more so like, to me, this should have not been as difficult as it was, because he has the most simple power known to man, and Mark just kept falling for it. You know,
he did,
and I don't know how to feel about his like. Granted, it's a stressful situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, your mom and your brother are held captive by this guy that can send anybody anywhere. And you don't know really what he wants outside of you, like getting bodied. And like, I can see how this will break him, because it's just like, yo, what the heck is going on? Portal technology, bro.
Angstrom. Levy.
Levy.
Angstrom.
Okay, I wasn't even close.
Yeah, I remember him saying it.
Yeah. So that's how, like, because that's how the last episode ended, was with his, finally reemerging. Like, they've been teasing it from the trailer to now. And it was a fight to remember, bro. It was a fight to remember. How are you feeling about it?
I already have this thing where Mark just sucks, bro. He's so weak. He's just so annoying. And when this dude kept falling for the portal trick,
yeah,
I literally thought like, yo, this guy's never gonna beat this dude. Because in most, kind of like you talked about it, in this universe, you could just die.
Yeah.
This man could have just sent a portal, Mark never returned. Not mess with them, not goof off with them anymore. Like, Mark is done for, gone. We dealt with Invincible, and it just bothers me so much because it's just like, Mark, you cannot be this dumb all the time because your life could have been gone. I mean, we watched freaking Thanos or Infinity War when they made a portal and chopped off dude's hand.
Yeah,
and I was worried that the whole time, like, yo, if you get trapped between two places in this portal, you're dead. And Mark just fell through this thing 5-6 times. I don't even know how many times. Yeah. And even with Debbie and his brother inside the portal, this man was still trying to test stuff. I'm like, oh, Invincible, you got to be smarter, man. But it's the growth. It's the him trying to be the hero. And man, did I feel like he should have beat him easier. Like, even with the quick portals, I just felt like, yo, Mark, I thought you're faster than this. I thought you're stronger than this. And they kind of have a moral to this after the fight. But what do you think about the fights?
I was getting upset that, he kept flying into the portal the same way. Granted, when he had that conversation with that people at the campfire, where it's like, no matter what I do, no matter which direction I turn, like, there's no way for me to get to him because he can just infinitely do whatever he needs to get me in the portal. And I was like, okay, there's some justification in that now, as far as like why this one strategy he has been trying, which is the same strategy he has tried since when he first got his power, which is to run through things, essentially. Fist first, and that's the only thing that I'm gonna use. I'm not gonna use my brain. What would have happened if he just walked? It's not like it's a wormhole where you're getting physically sucked into this thing. Now, I'm not saying that he still couldn't have, got him into a whole thing, but
put it below him or whatever.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like he could have tried something completely different. That
it's just completely like Mark, like the whole fight. It's kind of why I like the show, because it just shows like these heroes are not always the smartest. They're not always the best. Everything doesn't always work out. And even Mark, the main character, when we need you to be at your tip-top performance, they got your brother and mom. You cannot be falling for the portal trick. Like,
no,
it's
crazy, bro. You can't. And even whenever he was like, they had that moment in the beginning where it was like, you don't even remember who I am? I would have been like, yo, relax, Mark. Like, yo, you need, first thing first, get your brother and Debbie out of here. That's the first thing you're doing. The biggest mistake that he could have made was getting stuck in that house where you're in a closed space. You don't have enough room to really move already. So, and I don't know what it is about them and grabbing necks, bro, and ready to break them. Like, this is 2 episodes back to back.
It's dark
where this has happened, bro. And it just showed me that, like, I don't know what it's going to take for Mark to really learn how to fight and how to get better. Because
I gotta be better.
If this was an anime, it would already happened. Like, and he's starting to have those thoughts of like wanting to be better after the fact, right? But just for the simple fact that when his dad left, he left. You didn't make him leave. That moment right there should have been like, okay, I need to do something. I gotta You know, like going to school is cool and all, but I need to invest in some teachers or like get Cecil to show me some videos and footage of somebody doing this right, because the only ones that really know how to fight are the strongest youngins. Like everybody else is really like have no tactical skills. Like the only way they're getting through things is literally by forcing their way through. And that just doesn't work.
And I feel like Mark this season, at the end of this episode, he really comes to this realization, kind of like the Tony Stark realization of like, we're not good enough. We're not prepared for another event like this. Like, we're getting lucky at this point. And he is realizing like school, all this other stuff, like I have to be so much better than what I am right now. And he kind of knew that before, but he's realizing all this stuff I've been doing, it's
a luxury.
It's not enough.
It's a luxury.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
So hopefully we do get that super training arc coming up, which is always important because whenever they get that training, that boost, that power up, you know that villain comes and it's like not even close. You're like, yo, I'm so much stronger than before. And then you going crazy now, like, like how do I get past this?
Yeah, because for Mark, it's not even a get stronger thing. It's just get better at doing what you're good at. So like,
because was he holding back? That was like a whole thing this episode. The whole time. It makes me want to rewatch all these episodes because the whole time I'm sitting there like, Mark, you suck. What is going on? Why are you punching so weak?
Exactly. Like it's the same thing that, you know, Spider-Man goes through all the time when he's fighting all of his rogues and things like that, because like it wasn't until the last movie, No Way Home, where we got to see, you know, Tom Holland Spider-Man like finally like not hold back and like what that really looks like. But he had somebody there to hold him back and remember why he's a superhero. You know what I'm saying? And for Mark, that wasn't the case. It was too late when he realized like, nah, she gotta do this. Like,
yeah, and even there's that little aspect of him not wanting to be his dad, but him having that in his brain, it was kicking his butt the whole fight. Like him holding back, literally, it just makes me think about this whole thing. If he holds back and this guy was really trying to kill him, he would have been gone.
Yeah.
There was multiple times, and then that little switch up of, oh, you thought I was weak, and then he's like, no, I'm way stronger, and started beating him through multiple portals. Like Invincible is not the universe to be playing with, and yet Mark, you're still playing games. Like you got to turn up one time, and we did get that little rage moment. But what I'm talking about is we need the training, and we need you to go 100% full Omni-Man when you can. And when you're in a fight, you're in a fight. Don't be holding back. And I think we're coming to that moment in season 3.
So, but we've seen what it could look like if Mark was not Mark. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he couldn't beat the little sea monster, the sea kaiju.
Yeah.
Because he was holding back.
He was chopping youngins' heads off in these other dimensions, bro. So
I know, but like that's a different Mark. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So we see that he has the potential to do those things and really like because really it's just an efficiency issue. You know what I'm saying? Like how good can you be at being a superhero where not only are you going to beat the bad guy, but you're going to be able to prevent the most casualties and cause the least amount of damage. Like that is what Cecil should be, you know, teaching them and grooming him to become. But when you look at the rest of the Guardians, it's like that's like none of them have that like essence around them as far as like that's what they're trying to do. Like everybody on the Guardians is literally just trying to survive.
Yeah, they trash, bro.
And it's just like
we're talking about LeBron on the Cavaliers right now. Like we're trying to maximize Mark. Yeah, they cannot lose Mark at no cost. They can't. Knowing the Viltrumites and the they're coming to take over Earth or whatever, they know the one person we can't lose is Mark. So we'll do whatever we can to baby his way to getting stronger, to one day be strong as Omni-Man, and maybe we'll have a chance. But everyone else, they don't care.
Yeah, because it's like it's gotten to the point. I'm also realizing that we're not cutting Mark a lot of slack just because of like who he is type thing. But this man has not caught a break.
Yeah.
Like since this season started. Granted, like there was that grieving process in the beginning where he was kind of just floating aimlessly, not really knowing what to do. But after this season started going, you literally went from getting
the break speed off from Omni-Man.
Yeah, from there to now going to space, coming back, going to space again, coming back, like fighting a Viltrumite, fighting
Mars episodes.
Yeah, like
finding out he has a brother,
the clones, everything. Like it's all happening, and then breaking up with his girlfriend, and then finding out that the girl he originally liked actually liked him back. And it's just like there's relationship stuff, and there's like a whole bunch of stuff happening to this guy.
His mom almost getting murdered, pretty much.
Arm ripped off.
He can't protect his mom. Yeah.
That joint broke me. I ain't gonna cap. Like, no pun intended.
Debbie a star, bro. She is amazing.
Because even when she woke up, Oliver, where you at?
Oliver, yeah, she did say that.
I was like, bro, she built different.
She
built different, bro. Because when Cuz broke her arm, bro, I literally was like, I had a physical reaction that I was just, no way that just happened. You know?
Yeah,
and I got out my seat. I was like, oh, like, bro, it was crazy.
That part was so good. Like I think everyone was like shocked when her arm broke.
Yeah, in a way.
But I wanted to ask you, did you think potentially, theory or not, maybe it's just explained in the episode. Do you think the villain chose this Mark to kill because he was the only good version of Mark in multiple realities? Like Invincible is actually the bad guy in
He's the anomaly.
Yeah. Miles Morales. Did you think there was a potential of that? Because in all the other realities, remember, he's a good guy.
All the realities we know.
Yeah, at least we've shown, but pretty much most of the time he was like a different.
But it's also looking through a lens too. So
yeah, true.
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Mark was a bad guy every single time, and other dude was a good guy every single time, but I don't know if that's why he picked on. I just think that it was because in every other, this is the only reality he could save, technically, because all the rest of them
already got
like, and because he has all of the lore trapped in his brain now from all his other cells, I don't know if he can tell reality from like each one.
He just knows everything.
Yeah, so it's just like, no matter what, he's only going to see Mark one way, and that also just does, like, for him, it's just like better safe than sorry, in a sense of like, you've already done so much, where it's like, I don't care that you haven't done anything yet, like, you're too dangerous.
Yeah, and I felt like the whole time I was like, this dude really punishing the one that's kind of like good or trying to figure out or trying to be good.
Yeah.
When you should have been gone to the other reality and killed one of those evil Marks first. Like, tell me you did that first before you pick on our Mark. I'm gonna say our Mark for now because this might be weak. But I low-key felt like he was just picking on him because he was trying to be good, and he was like, no, you're such an evil being that. Even in this reality that you're good, it can't be true. Like, you're still a killer, which ultimately proved right.
I mean, yeah, But there's also the whole notion of like, yo, you tried to save me when he was getting jumped. When Mark was getting jumped, he tried to save him, and that's what blew up the machine.
Yeah, but he didn't want to believe it. Like he was
yeah.
like, I would never save an Invincible type thing, knowing all the lore.
Exactly. So that's why I can't really say it's like it was a bar when they said it, when Debbie said it.
Yeah.
That's like, ooh, that was tough. Maybe, I don't know.
But yeah, I really believe it.
Yeah. But I also just like, nah, this man too far gone, bro. He only see red when he see Mark, and he's mostly yellow and blue. So that's that. But yeah, man. I just think like when it comes down to like when I think about from beginning of the season to the end, there's not much because I also want to rewatch it. And rewatch it from like the start this time since we got the whole thing. Because I think as far as like wrap ups go, like they did a really good job at, tying up all the loose ends that some of them I wasn't even really expecting to get tied up by the end of the series, and then leaving us off with the whole reunion of Alan and Omni-Man.
Nolan.
But before we get there, how are you feeling about the original clone?
The original clone? Did I miss something?
So, I mean, it's not original clone, but it's just like, the girl that could change to have multiple clones, right?
Oh, I forgot that part, bro.
Exactly.
I was shocked. Like, yeah, this is why I love Invincible, because it's one of those shows that from the beginning, it's a thought that could always be in the back of your mind. Like, how do you know this is the original one at any point in time?
Yeah.
Or are you dealing with a clone? And they even played with that idea, like, I'm the original with the other two guys, like the whole season. And the fact that she's like always been hidden away, like you don't even know if that's her. Like it's just so interesting. And for some reason, when I watch the show, I kind of think of like Rick and Morty. Like the possibilities are so endless. Because nothing is ever really like set in stone, and something so minor can come back to bite you.
Yeah. Rick and Morty is a perfect comparison, because that's how that series goes too. Like you don't know what you're watching it, but it's just like there's so many different factors at play.
Yeah, like you could be watching a Morty the whole time, and this is actually not the main Morty.
Exactly.
And you're just like, gosh, I'm so dumb. Like, what do you mean? And
I'm so dumb.
Like, what does this lead to? And like, just like with Invincible, the subtle hints on what could happen in season 3, it just makes you think like, what does all of this mean? And are we in multiple reality space? I mean, Mark getting saved from a future version of the Guardians, like
20 years,
just that event happening. You don't know what else can happen, because they already threw the Rick and Morty jab of, didn't we already talk about in the mission that we can't say such and such to change up the time? Like, automatically you can have another season. Like, we done messed up the timeline, we got to redo it. Like, it's so crazy, it's so interesting. But Copycat returning, really cute, really awesome. I just don't know what this could lead to. Like, is this now a secret? Is this now a thing he's retiring from? He's not going to keep from Cecil. Yeah, and does Cecil know?
Cecil gotta know.
Yeah, and I feel like he is, because I feel like Cecil should be on the level of Nick Fury. Know everything that's going in and out around Earth, and just because he relaxing a little bit, Cecil's going to play it off like, oh, you're returning, but he low-key knows.
Yeah, because I mean, just from her suit alone, like, because it says 0 on it, it's just like, okay, but who gave her that suit? Like, I doubt that she made that suit herself.
Is it Cecil? Did Cecil just make a robot?
I don't know.
Bring him back.
What the heck is Cecil even, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because one minute he's a freaking.
There you go. There you go.
What are these things called? Hologram. The next minute he's shaking your hand. You know. So
yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of questions, and part of me wants to go and now read like the novel and stuff, like the graphic
Oh
novel.
yeah,
But
bro.
the other part of me is just like, I'm gonna just let this thing run its course and then go and do it just to see what transpires, because like every day I get on YouTube, bro, there's always some random short with this random comic book clip from Invincible saying somebody died, somebody did this, somebody did that. And I'm just like, dang, bro, how they even want to animate this? Because
Yeah, that's
there's
exciting.
there's a
Exciting.
lot there's a lot that comes with it, bro. Um okay. So we covered the and then also, so
We didn't
nobody really died.
Yeah, technically.
Technically nobody died. Even though we haven't seen the mini girl.
Except our boy Engstrom.
Yeah, but I'm speaking to like the B team.
Guardians.
The B team. Yeah. Where we thought everybody died, but nobody really died. Even Rex being in the robot suit was crazy.
Yeah, wasn't that that clone made a smaller version of him or whatever? And now
Yeah, but I forgot.
Yeah, so now it's like an older version. It looks like it's just Rex, but he's like a baby version of Rex.
It's very strange, bro. I completely just didn't remember that. Like, that's just like one of those little details, bro. Okay. So, what else do we have left to talk about?
Mark turning into his dad.
Okay, let's just take it there. I don't believe it.
Did you notice the similarities of
the way he was fighting?
How he smashed Engstrom and the end of season 1 when he's beating up Mark?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is why this show is so great. This show is great.
I saw the side by side, bro. Like that happens. Like, as like, bro, like with like people always tell me that me and my dad walk just alike. Like, and I never saw it, right? I never noticed it, but like those are little similarities that you just can't get rid of when you've seen somebody do something your whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there are things that Mark is not even aware of that he does. And for him to like continuously fight this narrative of like, I'm not my father, I'm not this, I'm not that, like I'm going to be better, I gotta get stronger and everything like that. Like, Mark really just has to become himself. Like, he needs the experience. And in this world, he's no Batman, bro. Youngins really be dying. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for him to cross the line, not to say that it was right, not to say it was wrong, you can feel however you feel, but this is a freaking TV show. What he did, even though it was dumb because there was no way for him to get back, I get it. I get it, bro. And I would have probably flexed on him after, but that's just me. But so like, I guess what I could say to that is that there's underlying rage in him that is like, I won't say it's part of his DNA, but I feel like it's just a part of the job. That if he doesn't know how to, release it in a healthy way, or just release it or train himself to like, not let that part take over, essentially, as far as like, when they say you don't take your work home with you type beat, like he's got to figure out the mental side of it too, so that he knows when to like hold back. Because he was sitting there blaming the guy. He was like, you told me you were stronger. And I was like, bro, shut up. I was like, come on, bro. So yeah, I guess that would be my take on it. What did you think?
I definitely think the main thing from the beginning was, I'm not my dad. And his dad pretty much just whooped him and then left, dipped. Yeah. I'm gone, weakling. And for him to rage out and then feel like, I thought you were stronger. It just makes Mark realize that how powerful he can be and how similar he is to his dad. And Mark is gonna have to learn that he is his dad and he is his mom. and that still makes him different. Like,
yeah,
just because he's similar to Omni-Man does not make him Nolan. Like,
mm-hmm.
Nolan literally is dealing with the crisis, realizing I miss my pet. Like,
bro, that was crazy. He didn't say that though, but
yeah, oh, wait, true. He didn't say that. I put words in his mouth. My bad, Nolan.
You did.
But pretty much, Mark already has that in him. He has that empathy, that holding back. Nolan doesn't. The Viltrumites don't. And that's kind of what we're reaching for. Like, Mark needs to get to that level of he's not holding back. And he's already at the level of, what does it take to be a hero? I have to hold back here. I'm going to have to do this. I have to realize that, even though my mom, my girlfriend, my brother may not live as long as me, like, their lives are still, like, as valuable and should be held as valuable compared to Nolan, who's like the whole time, like, what are you talking about? We're going to live eons. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's insane.
So it's just, so it's just like him having to come to grips with he is his dad, but he's also still a human and he has those qualities. And one day we'll get there. It's not soon because damn, Mark levels up slowly. Yeah. But to see him realize, to see him rage out and realize, I am my dad. Like, it's not going to come out of me. Like, I am part Viltrumite, and him trying to blame it on the dude is him just not realizing it fully yet. Like, I just took a life. But like you said, bro, you got to get Hulk smashed. You got, after everything you've done, you should have been Hulk smashed into the portal immediately.
Yeah, that's facts.
So, man. Good villain, though. Was really anticipating his arrival, and man, when he was holding Debbie and the baby hostage, did he smack them with the baby?
No, so he threw him or something like that. Like, I remember, Oliver hit his head essentially or something.
Yo, even that something as minor. What does that mean?
Like, he hit his head, and then Debbie was like, Oliver. And I was like, no, not the baby. Not the baby.
Yeah, because like something as minor as that, what if Oliver is like actually damaged now?
Crazy.
All because Mark is weak, bro. All because he's weak. Like, it's
man.
But good fight. Shocking events during that whole scene. And then Mark returns back home. Mark gets saved by the future Guardians. And it's revealed that Adam Eve has always loved him. And to go back home and tell her all of that. But Mark just got done with the breakup and everything. So he's in a totally different mind state. Even when it just falls in your lap, Mark's like, nah, I can't. I can't.
We can't even put that on him, though. We can't even put that on him because it's like...
Yeah, because he went back home and just started floating and just like freaking out. I was like, all right, I get it. It's cool. I'm just saying, it fall in your lap for some people and I can't.
It fall in his lap, though. He's just having a conversation. Yeah, he's just trying to, rap real quick. But I don't know. I think it's complicated with them two just because they both have this complex of being very powerful. Like, if we really think about they're the most powerful people in the show, not necessarily like, but for different reasons, obviously.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So if they're 1 and 2, like, you could put 2 and 2 together and get 3 that, and eventually there'll be something. But it's just like, for it to happen right now, I feel like that would have been OD. Like,
Mark would have gone crazy getting back home.
Especially when he was floating over Shorty when she was in school, and then she looked up and he was gone. I was like, wow. I was like, yo, the timing is crazy. But they was about to break that no contact. But look, I think for them to even work, it'll really be like, they have to really be on some Superman and Wonder Woman type beat where it's simply like, I have my role, you have your role, but afterwards then we could be like together, like where there's boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because they can eventually help each other get better. I can see that, but as far as everybody else, outside of the immortal dude, everybody else is just fodder, bro. Like,
yeah,
they're pushing
100%.
this Monster Girl and Robo Rex narrative, but it's just like, yo, I'm not here for this. I don't really care.
Yeah, Adam Eve Mark, but let's go season 3.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, let's get straight to it. Like, what are we talking about? But yeah, this joint is tricky. This world is tricky. They also had the whole roommates boyfriend come back with the whole what's his name, Dale?
Robot complex, and is he alive? Is he not? He's supposed to be dead, and
he almost jumped off the roof. Like that whole moment, I was just like, dang, bro.
Yeah, it's a subtle hint. Every storyline. Yeah, it just makes me wonder. Like, this is another thing that is going to lead to something way worse. And even though they're put back together, like, man, it does just seem like, what is Cecil at this point? Because if Cecil could do this to other people, like, he could just be not himself, a robot. Like,
nobody's injuries are permanent at this point. Like, like as long as you survive, you'll be okay at some capacity. But before we get into Nolan and Alan Alien, how did you feel about the Spider-Man cameo, bro?
Oh, I loved it. You
loved it? Okay.
It was a nice little jab, little South Park esque, like a little risky jab where maybe you do get sued for it, but it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, because I seen on Twitter like a day after they actually like reanimated it, but made it actually Spider-Man, and it hit even more different, bro.
Yeah, because I was. It's risky.
Like,
it's risky.
This is insane.
I think you get away with it.
Yeah, like it's like what they do.
Fair
with
use.
Yeah.
Was it like Arachnid Boy or something?
It was, had like an he didn't have a name. The
other one was like prof, like professor.
Professor.
It was something crazy.
It was something like enough. It was enough to where it's like, obviously we know what this is, but it was just like, yo, why are we here? You know, like I was just like, okay, we know he loves Spider-Man. It's all good. But
and then the subtle jab at Batman,
right? With the cape.
Yeah,
but that could have just been Darkwing.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
it's
funny.
It's a lot going on. Okay. Nolan's in jail. Alan's in jail. What do we think? Prison Break immediately? First episode, frame 1? Or is it going to take some time?
Yeah, I'm thinking Prison Break episode 1. Sounds like a fun, action-packed episode. A lot of violence. And you can really get all the Invincible juices flowing with that type of speed. And especially with Nolan trying to figure out what the heck Alan is. Yeah. At this point, he's clearly going to be much, much stronger. And I think that's a really good setup. I thought we were going to get the Prison Break this episode, but they went with a crazier idea completely. So really excited for that. And pretty much I'm chalking down that episode 1 to already be goated. Because we can catch up with Mark, see his training, see what he's been doing, and then we get the real action. Way in Viltrumite jail. And we know that it's a much deeper plan because of how Alan was reconstructed by a Viltrumite. So maybe we'll get more info on that. But how you feeling about Alan infiltrating in his way in there?
I'm hoping that, Nolan's present day I guess mindset will lend us more into like how do these Viltrumites really work as far as like their order of operations and how they do things, because what if the only moment that they'll have a real chance of breaking out of here is during the actual execution type thing? Or
even like, better, bro. I like that.
What
I like that, bro.
What if like the things that they analyze from the books play a factor into how to beat the Viltrumites day one. And just seeing him interact with his own kind, like that one dude was like, I've looked up to you since I was a kid. They
like
all have the same mustache. Like,
bro, I was looking at that. I leaned over and said, "Are they all like versions of him or something? Are we gonna learn something about how Viltrumites are made? Because they all could be related, and the fact that they do look like Nolan or try to be like Nolan, I'm like,
yeah,
this is suspicious."
And what's crazy is like their float game is different, bro. I don't know what it is about just them flying and floating and just moving. Like, I think it's just the fact that there's no cape. Like with Superman, the cape might be just a little bit too much. But just this like that, I was like, bro, this is cool. This is cool. And the fact that like they're using other people to kind of be the prison's guards and it's not full of Viltrumites, that has me thinking that like, yo, there's something that we don't know about them.
Yeah, because it was like a big deal that Mark could fly, remember?
Yeah.
For Nolan. Mm-hmm. It was such a, like, he felt so connected after he learned to fly.
Yeah.
But like the whole time he was like, oh dang, he's a normal. He's a normie. This sucks.
Yeah. But, so it's just like, what more could we learn about the Viltrumites in the coming season? Because there's got to be a reason that they're more than just trying to share what they have with the rest of the world, of the reason why they're these galactic empires of just season planets and things like that. Like, there has to be more to the story, and just like the way that they're brought up, that I feel like will be interesting, because at this point, I mean, I got nothing but time, because they just sitting in the box and now they're connected through telepathy or whatever. So I think that's gonna be dope.
And I like the idea that we're wondering what their rule is, but we already saw a little glimpse of different Invincibles, and they're all kind of like taking over the planet for the Viltrumites.
Yeah.
So you kind of wonder, like, based on what we heard from, was it Anissa?
Yep. Anissa.
Them trying to save the planet. Then how come in most, I'm not gonna say all, in like at least 8 of them, we saw Mark destroying the planet, chopping off heads. Yeah. Like, is that just Mark going away from the Viltrumites' plan, or is that actually just the Viltrumites' plan? Like, it's just
that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like Thanos, where we get rid of half the planet essentially, so that the rest of the planet could live,
in some type
peacefully, quote unquote peacefully, but really just most likely working in a fixed system where the Viltrumites are at rule, but the planet
like prosperity.
Works. Yeah. So it's like it's just like a warped reality of like.
We saw some with like Omni-Man with Invincible, but it's just so interesting because, like you said, we're gonna learn more about the Viltrumite Empire, and I just can't wait, bro. It feels like this is all coming in season 3. This doesn't feel like they're gonna push it out farther to season 4. We're gonna get a lot of answers to Viltrumites. We're gonna get a lot of answers to Mark powering up.
Because Earth is at its wits' end right now, bro. Like, there's nothing left to discover from them. Like, we've seen them at their max, at their peak. Literally, frame 1, all of their best heroes got bodied in season 1. So we're already left with the scraps. But
so maybe even that, a level up. Maybe Cecil does have something up his sleeve. Like, half the race is already a bunch of robots ready to fight the Viltrumites. Like, we don't know what's about to happen.
Yeah, because they had the one dude that was doing the experiments on the college kids working for him, for Cecil now.
Working for him, yep.
And they were just like, this is not the deal, such and such. And I'm just like, bro, this man has no morals, bro.
He doesn't.
Like
maybe he is the Tony Stark
he's Tony
has
Stark
already
on
gone
crack.
crazy. Yeah. He's already gone crazy and initiated some crazy plan that can defeat the Viltrumites.
Yeah, and only
Or
he
not
has
can try.
defend against them at least.
Yeah,
You
there we
know.
go. That makes sense.
So
But we're cracking the code today.
low key.
We cracking it.
Everybody gonna be in the comments. No, exactly. This is what happens. Like y'all are wrong.
Yo, they read the comics. They lied.
So, yeah. But overall, it's a W. It's a W series.
Yeah. I definitely have to rewatch like you're saying.
Yeah. You know what I realized though? Like, I've been watching a lot of anime, and after this, we can get to what we're most geeked about since we already did that rating. Is that even though I have normally watched like most of the things on sub, I've really enjoyed watching dub recently. Because even though like the voices don't always hit as hard, it's like I can really enjoy the show more as just that. Like instead of it being like a moment every single week like it normally is, where it's just like I'm completely locked into what's about to happen. Once I go back and rewatch it or watch something for the first time that's like not really on my big to-do list, it's just like it gives me more of a nostalgic feel that like, man, like because I've heard the Solo Leveling voice actor for the main character, and he was like low-key threatening youngins that he's going to change his voice if they keep sending him death threats. Like for how he records the main character in Solo Leveling, like, yo, y'all keep playing with me, see what happens type beat. I thought that was hilarious. But I was like, even his voice was going crazy. And I was like, yo, I can't wait to watch this back on dub now, because it's all gonna be like, now that the whole season's out, everything's gonna be done, you know. So that has really like changed my mindset on it, especially watching One Piece. But what you geeked about, bro?
I'm geeked for man. All right, for first, I'm geeked about this monster universe. I'm about to watch that Monarchs on Apple because I recently saw, what was it, Godzilla X Kong New Empire. I ain't gonna lie, it got me pretty hype. I'm gonna have to watch the series now. But also this week it's spooky season. It's spooky season early. I got a whole bunch. I got Immaculate, scary movie that I gotta watch with Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
I got Toro. It's like the little Toro cards that comes out this weekend. There's Abigail, the little vampire chick, and then there's the Omen, the first Omen, which is like a remake of the crazy demon child Damon. 4 scary movies this month, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to just binge all of these. They're probably not going to be great. Probably not one of them is going to crack like a 7 on my personal opinions, but I wanted to get all those out there because I'm pretty geeked. I don't know what happened, but I think when I started seeing them all come in on the same month, I was like, "Yo, it's spooky season." Yeah, it's happening.
Okay.
But what you geeked about, G?
All right, so obviously One Piece, bro. Every week we geeked about One Piece.
No, what episode?
I don't know. But there's something that happened that made when Debbie broke her arm, was like, yo, this is Inception. What the heck is going on?
I'm
not gonna say what happens, obviously, but it was just like, yo, this shiny is going crazy. I'm at 7-Eleven.
Dang.
7-Eleven.
Dang.
And I just seen. So officially, I'm like really like 400 episodes out from being caught up.
That's
probably
crazy.
Gonna be like 2 months. Like I'll probably be caught up like
by the 2 summer. Months?
I don't know. I just cap, but it's just like when I think about it, it's like in the summer I should be caught up.
Yeah, I'm thinking the summer we're gonna be caught up.
Yeah,
like you still ahead of us, but I'm like 7 85-ish. It's like, but you got some time on us because I don't know if we're gonna be able to grind through the One Piece episodes and catch up to, what did you say, 7-11? Dang.
Yeah.
That's a whole 10 hours, bro.
Yeah. So that's the first thing I'm geeked about. And then YouTube has been going crazy, bro. I ain't gonna cap, bro. This is like my best month on YouTube in a brick. Like I finally figured out, like I feel like I got it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Like I got it. So the main channel is going crazy. I gotta get our pod channel going stupid soon, but it's just like one thing at a time.
One scary movie at a time, bro.
You know, so that's been exciting. And then really, like as far as like what I'm excited to watch, I want to see Monkey Man, but I also want to see the Godzilla jump. Godzilla and Kong. I wanted to see it this weekend, but I was trying to finish my video for this week. So outside of that, like since North Carolina lost, bro, I really just been catching replays, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Like,
I'm excited for that night. I'm excited.
Yeah, and then is there anything else? I'm watching this anime called Buchigiri. And I like the character design for it, but that's pretty much it right now. It's not bad by any means. I'm just like on episode like 3 or something like that. So,
gotcha.
And then Blacklist is being blacklisted. It's just normal. And yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. So, if y'all enjoyed this video, if y'all enjoyed this podcast, make sure to rank this joint up 5 stars, rank it, like it, do all the things, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
Later, y'all.